Hey guys, Naz here. Welcome to the channel. And today we're going to be building out a invoice automation system using Zapier and also using Xero accounting software. So let's get into it. So invoice automation system. The question is, how can we automate the invoice process for a business? Okay. The reason we want to do this is we want to save people 10 to 15 hours a week, depending on how busy they are, depending on how many new contracts they're signing, depending on how many recurring invoices they have. So it's a really, really easy and powerful automation system that is great for agencies, coaches, consultants, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs. It's really great for like digital agencies and even like real estate agencies I built this for. So why would we build something like this? Basically, it just frees up the time to work on you're actually moving the business forward rather than just a day-to-day task. So an invoice means you've already made the sale, and if you're a realtor, you want to get busy looking at apartments and finding your clients' apartments. If you're a digital agency, maybe you want to get started on doing the copywriting or doing the content or doing the social media, doing the paid ads. So you don't want to spend all your day like messing around with emails and invoices and making sure that everything's signed. So if you can just automate everything and have it in a few clicks and that everything is sent and ready to go and the back end deals with everything, man, it can just free up so much of your time. So basically this system uses two different zaps. So the first zap is we want to send the client an invoice form submission. Now, the reason we do this is because, especially for a lot of big companies, they have different financial requirements when it comes to dealing with like their financial and accounting teams. So if you have the customer email for if you're selling to like a entrepreneur, maybe you can just use their email because they wouldn't have like another financial team that they delegate invoices to, right? But if you're selling like to B2B businesses that are fairly medium to large sizes, they're probably going to have independent emails that are different from like the contacts emails. So you need to make sure that you're getting the right invoice and payment and financial information rather than just the contact information, because they might want to give you like an email or an address that's the head office and not just their address. So we want to send them the invoice form. We want to get the client to submit the details. We want to add the customer to our CMS, CRM. So it could be HubSpot, it could be ClickUp, it could be Go High Level. And then we want to create the contact in our invoicing software. So, it's probably going to be QuickBooks or Xero. We're using Xero this time, but I'll explain why later. The second zap is that we want to review the invoice details. So is it correct? Does it all look good? Can we send it off to the client, and can we update the CRM? So really just a few clicks, kind of simple, but there is a bit of complex stuff in there. So let's get into it. So first we're going to start out with the invoice form. So this is an example of like an invoice form for a UK business. So really, really simple. You're just going to create this in Google Forms, and Google Forms is free. So that's why it's good to use it instead of something like Typeform. So all you need is first name, last name, company name, email for invoicing, as we just discussed about B2B businesses, company address line one, line two, postcode, and then are you required to pay a tax? So depending on the country you're in, depending on the state you're in, there might be some businesses that you sell to that need to pay tax and some that don't. So that will affect the price of your invoice. So that's a really, really important question to have on there. So that is the Google form. Again, kind of simple, but you just get a link and you send it off to the client. So if we go to Zapier now and let's have a look. So the first Zap that we do is new form response. So this is the trigger. So whenever this form is filled out and submitted, this Zapier will run. So what it's going to do is create a spreadsheet row. So we've connected it to our Google Sheets and we've connected it to our Google Drive. We've named it, we've picked the right sheet. And basically all we've done is just map over the response from Google Forms, first name, last name, company name, email. We're just mapping that over into our CRM or CMS system, whatever you're using, right? We're just using Google Sheets in this example because it's super easy. And then what we're going to do is send that details over to Xero, so our accounting software for today. So again, really, really simple. You just create or update a contact. So based on the contact name, you can scan your existing database and say, okay, is this person already an existing client, or do we need to create them as a new client? So again, this is stuff that manually people have to do, and it's just so easy to have like a Zapier automation run and just trigger it all for them. So again, really, really simple. You just map over all the details. There is nothing complex here. And then let's take a quick look at our Google Sheet. So as you can see, this is just our Google Sheet with all of our different invoices that have been submitted, the email address, the invoice amount, and the status. So again, really, really, really simple. So now that that has run, let's look at and we've created a contact for the invoice. Let's look at the Zapier that will create the actual invoice, right? So let's get into it. So here it is. Sure. So the first trigger for this is going to be new or updated sheet row. Now then, this is quite important because what we're looking at is not whether a row has been implemented, but whether a row has been updated. So as you can see here on the configure, you can actually go into the sheet and look at the specific column figure. So I'm gonna explain that to you now. So when a client fills in their details for the invoice, it's then your responsibility to manage the payment of that and the price. So they've given you the details. Now, what you have to do is go into your CRM system and say, okay, this is a $500 invoice. So it's really important that you understand what we're doing here. It's not just straight from the invoice into the Zapier. It's update the Google Sheets and then go in there, have a review, and change that to approved. You can do whatever you like. You can do approved, paid, ready to send, whatever you want, really. But this will trigger off of this being updated. Okay, so we have checked out our status, right? And we've just done a delay for a couple of minutes just in case it gets stuck and we need to sort anything out. So that's always good just to have a short time delay if we need to go in there quickly and we did it wrong and we need to go back into it so it doesn't fire like right away. So that's a good hack to have. Now then, we go over to having a filter by Zapier. So continue if invoice is ready to send. So basically this, if you put ready to send, it will then trigger, right? And this filter by Zapier is really, really good because the difference between path and filter is something that people get confused about. Okay. So basically a filter is just like a dead stop. So if your certain row doesn't meet the criteria, the Zapier will just stop there, which is really, really, really powerful because it means that we don't have to deal with like an additional branch and have like additional branch for if no happens, it will just stop. So that's really, really powerful. And as you can see here, like the test data we've got, this row currently says in review. So it means that it's not ready to send, right? So that would stop. So that's really, really good. That's what we want. So if it is ready to send, we move on to the next Zap, which is a path. So this is just going to basically say, did they want to add, do we need to add tax? Yes or no, based on the information in the invoice, right? And this is really, really important, as we said, because some businesses are going to need to add tax to and some you're not, okay? So add tax equals yes. So only continue if the tax cell contains yes. Again, quite simple. Then we're going to use Formatter by Zapier. So this is how we do a multiply. So using Formatter by Zapier, we're going to use the numbers tab, and then we're going to say multiply. So for example, in the UK, VAT tax is 20%. So you want to get the invoice amount. It just says 0 here, but let's pretend it's 500, and you're going to times that by 1.2, right? And then you can test it and do the maths here. Okay, so that's really, really important. Now then, what we're going to do is go into Xero. So we're going to find our contact. So in the first Zap, we created our contact, right? Because before we create an invoice, we need to understand who the customer is that we're creating the invoice against. So number one, find our contact. Using the email, we can scan our database within our accountancy tool. So again, Xero, and find our contact. Then we can create the sales invoice. So again, this is really, really simple. Create sales invoice, configure. You just map over all the details here from our contact name, so the email address, the name, you can do the mobile number if you've got it. You can do the address line, everything like that. The date created, we're just taking from our Google Sheets. So that is the date that the form was submitted, basically. So because that's when it's made in Google Sheets, so we just use that date. You can choose your currency. You can we'll keep this off now because we're just in test, but when you want to send it to the contact, you can set it to true. We've got our quantity, we've got our unit price. So then this is really important actually. So the unit price, because this is the add tax field, right? We don't just want to add the price that we got from our Google Sheet. We want to make sure we choose the price that is outputted by numbers in formatter by Zapier. So step 6 over here. So that's really, really important. So I'm going to get there. I'm going to get the output, put it there. And then, yeah, that's it really. So then we can test this and make sure it's all running. As you see, everything's green here. So everything has been mapped over well. Then if we come down here, so really annoyingly, in other systems, so like using QuickBooks, as soon as a sales invoice is created, it will like create a PDF here that you can just attach to like a Gmail email, and it will just do like that. For some reason, Xero is really, really weird. So you have to create the sales invoice, but you can't send it. So you have to create the sales invoice, and then you have to find the invoice. So you have to do like a lookup, and then you have to send it with this send sales invoice by email tool. So if anyone's trying to do this with Xero and they haven't been able to figure out, I truly get you, because it took me a while to figure out why it's so complicated and I had to read their documentation. But once I figured it out, all good. So create sales invoice. Then we need to find the sales invoice that we've created. So this was really confusing as well. So the action event we need to do is find invoice. And in order to configure this, you can either search by the invoice number or the invoice reference. So we're going to use the invoice number. And then this was confusing as well. So we need to go to create sales invoice in Zapier. So step 8, so this step here. And we need to make sure that we get the invoice number. So we get that number. Okay, that's really, really important. That's like a crucial step in this. And we hit continue and test, and it's all good. So now we found our invoice, right? Now we need to tell Xero, okay, we found the invoice. Let's send the sales invoice by email. Amazing. So we use this step, send sales invoice by email. We configure it, pick our organization, our invoice ID, and we test it out. So if I go over here, so this is the contact email that we were sending it to. So for example, here is an example invoice. Hey, here's the invoice. The invoice is for this much. It's due on this day, and you can view your bill online. So for example, this is what it's going to be. You can obviously go into Xero and like make this prettier and change everything. But again, this is just a super quick test. But as you can see, all the information is there. So marketing audit for paid ads funnel and appointment booking, there you go, automatically sent to the client. Now then, this email doesn't look like that great. It's come from like messaging service at post.0. It's a bit annoying. So what you can do if you want to add a bit of personalization, add a bit of professionalism to it, you can like create a draft so you can connect to your Gmail. You can go on to configure and you can say, hey, please find your invoice from, you can say, did you get your invoice from Xero? So you can say, hey, customer name, please find your invoice that you sent through Xero. Let me know if you have any issues. So again, just adding a bit of a like personal touch so they feel like they've been taken care of and that you know that you've checked in with them and that you're on top of things, that you know that it's been sent out. So again, that's something I do for some clients sometimes just to add a bit of personalization. They say they like it. So let's go over to our path condition for add tax equals no. So if we don't need to add tax, again, we just do the same format, we just don't need to do the multiplier. So we find our contact, we create our sales invoice, we find our invoice again, and then we send our sales invoice by email. So as you can see, like this Zap is quite powerful. It's doing quite a lot of steps. If we think about the manual steps that you would have to take to do this without using this Zapier, so you'd have to get the invoice details from the client. You'd have to write them all down. You'd have to upload them to your CRM. Then you'd have to try and manually get all the details from your CRM over to your invoicing software, create the invoice, send it out, send them another manual email and say, hey, did you get it? Is everything good? Like do everything manually, tidy everything up manually, just takes so much time. And like a lot of the businesses I work with, they say, we're saving 10 to 15 hours a week for their sales reps and their marketing agents. So really, really, really powerful. So I hope that everyone enjoyed this demo and you got a good understanding of all the different technicalities in it. If there's anything you didn't understand and you have a question, or maybe you think there's a better way we could have done something, let me know below. If there is any other Zapier tutorials you would like me to build out, let me know. I always love hearing from you guys. So thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed.